Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. I see Cassandra and Buddy, Kat and Nancy and Dawn, and Jackie and Deb and Lisa and Sharon. I love all this stuff. Unfortunately, we're not going to let you connect to audio. Sorry about that. But we will, and we're also going to ask you to turn your cameras off if that's okay. Then we have these wonderful presenters with us. I'm so excited to do this. I love these people that do dance fitness. I'm Sara Kooperman. I'm the CEO of SCW Fitness. What I'd like you guys to do is welcome Joy Prouty. Joy is the Director of Education, Programming, and Training for Zumba. She's also the co-developer of Zumba Gold. And if you guys don't know this woman, she is an icon in the fitness industry, and especially in the dance community. So welcome, Joy Prouty. We have Rachel Lauria with us, and Rachel is the founder of Believe2achieve. And it's a fitness program, and it's based on Way to Dance. She's a certified Group X instructor, personal trainer, fitness nutritionist in New York City. She's working on changing the perspective of health and fitness with her body inclusive workouts. And Rachel was one of our fitness idols, right, Rachel? And oh my God, what was your dad's name? What was your dad's name that I kept?
Vince.
Vince. And we kept calling him Vince's daughter because Vince was in the audience. Okay, that's not why she won. She probably won in spite of Vince. Amazing, amazing presenter. Jackie Rodriguez is the creator and master trainer of the Revolutionary Exco Latin by Jackie. It's an intense, dynamic, and fun group class designed to work and invigorate the body with special emphasis on the core. And then there's Jenna Bostick, who I adore Jenna because Jenna was, it's so embarrassing. At the Mania convention, we double booked WATERinMOTION and Zumba. Okay, let's find two dance aqua programs and shove them at the same time zone. So we co-taught, and it was totally fun. She was amazing. She's an international Zumba education specialist. She's been presenting for Zumba since 2008, and she has a degree. She's not only beautiful, she has a degree in exercise and sports science, and holds many, many certifications, too many to count. And then we have a very dear friend of mine, somebody I just adore and admire, Louis Van Amstel. He's a world-renowned dancer and fitness expert. I know you guys know him. He's the CEO and founder of LaBlast Fitness, with a goal to get people moving from all corners of the world, regardless of their fitness level, age, or background. Fitness level, age, or background. Love that. All through the power of dance. And what we're going to try to talk about today, we have about 200 people that have registered for this webinar. We'll probably, we already have 80. Sean, I think you're right. We'll end up with about 100 to show up, and another, I don't know, 50 that are going to watch the recording. So Sean has told me there is no swearing on this webinar. Dance has always been the purest form of group exercise and possibly the most fun. Burning calories has never been so entertaining. So we're going to explore the future of dance. We're going to look at music trends, movement options, new ways to engage our members and grow our fitness community. And I think we started, actually, Louis, I'm going to start with you. You gave a beautiful explanation of why music tends to be at the heart of our dance programs.
Throughout our entire lives, we listen to music. If you look at the demographic that goes to group fitness, dance fitness, you'll see 7, 8 generations in one class. So it is really, really important that we use all music. It feeds the soul. And to me, if you want something and if you like what you hear, you are willing to work harder. And when you're willing to work harder, you get more health and wellness results. And I believe everyone that's on here believes that we are the heartbeat of the gym. And 50% of that, we would all agree, is music. So we love it from all genres, all eras, and all artists. And young people like old school music as well. I don't think no one doesn't like Earth, Wind, and Fire or Tina Turner or Elvis Presley. And why not dance to it? The world danced to Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra. So we pride ourselves that we use all music.
Oh, I love that. And what I'd like you guys to do, I love this. You guys already know what to do. I've got people in here from New Jersey, from Alabama. I love this. I want you to move your mouse, go to the bottom of your screen, go to the left. You're going to see the chat box. Usually, I ask you guys to put in where you're from. I don't care where you're from. I want you to put in your favorite song. Okay, so take one quick second, move your mouse, go to the bottom of the screen. You're going to see that green share button. Go to the left, open your chat box. Oh, I love it. Believe by Share.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what an awesome song. And I love Louis Makes Dance Fun. We put Louis in there. Let's see what we got. Respect by Aretha Franklin. Sing, Sing, Sing. Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton. Let's Groove by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Shake Your Groove Thing. Boogie Shoes. I love this. I like to move it, move it. What's Love Got to Do with It by Tina Turner. Only One Favorite, Proud Mary. Thank you, Chris, for that. Who Are You by Disco Inferno. Oh my God, how old are all of us? They're Fallen by Adrenaline, Old Time Rock and Roll. I love these. These are great. But Jackie, before we turn the camera on, you were the one when I said, what is the most influential thing that makes you want to dance? And you said music. So where did that come from? What made you think of that?
For me, because it's the expression of passion. If passion is life in fitness. And most of our clients usually are women. And for me, the music and the dance fitness is the expression of women empowerment. We remember, we dance, we forget everything, the kids, the husband, everything. And in there, we transport to another level. We decide, okay, this is exercise. No, it's not exercise. We are having fun. If for me, in our modality is where functional training meets fun. We enjoy because the music is our passion, is our life.
I love that. I love that. Rachel, you're nodding. Now, I know with Jackie, do you select your own music for your programming?
I have to select the music with certain beat to certain level. Sometimes it's difficult, like Rachel told us, but you have to hear the music, go back. I like the 80s, so I have to like get a mix with what's going on, pop, with TikTok, with whatever it is, because I'm not that younger anymore, but I have to be up to that. But it's cool because like they say they connect with the music. Young people connect with the oldies, like we said, 80s, 90s. Everybody wants to hear everything. And when you mix both of them, you get, like I said,
that different generation.
Live, yes, and it's fun. It's really the main thing in our classes.
And Rachel, where you're muted, you might want to unmute. Where do you find your music? Because I really liked, you shared a couple things that I thought were spot on.
Yeah, I have an app, my main app just to get music, because you know how we have to deal with licensing and everything being in gyms and all of that, is I use Yes Fitness. And I've been using that for years for most of my stuff. You can mix it, match it. And a lot of the times they have really good covers that match some of the original artists, which of course, you know, when you're in a class, you want to recognize the song and you want to jam out to the song that we recognize on the radio or on Spotify. So that's actually a really good resource that I have used for quite some time. And then I also use, sometimes I just put on Spotify and I put on today's hits and I listen to the top 10, top 20, and just kind of get some ideas and the music that kind of speaks to me. And that I'm like, okay, well, if it's speaking to me, I think it's going to speak to others. And so I start to kind of put that together. And I always try and keep a variety of music, like kind of like everyone else has been speaking and talking about is, you know, we have different age groups. So you want to have stuff that's very current. And then you want to have stuff that's not so current, and you have those throwbacks, and you can make a, you know, a fun thing. You got Throwback Thursday every Thursday, you know, and it's, you know, you can make it your own, but I definitely use those two as my main two for like picking my type of music that I want to use for my programming.
Oh, great. And Jenna, you said that you use obviously a lot of Latin music and the influence it had on your students.
Yes, so of course in Zumba, we use Latin and international music. So you can have music from all over the world, which is kind of nice because it kind of takes them on a trip around the world. So like I was saying, we can do like a merengue from the Dominican, and then we can do a flamenco from Spain, and then we can go to Brazil with a samba or a bhangra in India. So it kind of takes people on this journey and it teaches them the different steps and the rhythms. But then you also might have some people in your class who maybe grew up with this type of music. You know, maybe they're from Colombia and you do a cumbia, and then they think about, you know, dancing with their family. So it really takes people back or to other places. And like Louis said, it's very, very emotional. Another thing that I like to do, I teach Zumba, but we also like to do themes. So I do something called Theme Day Monday. So every Monday we do a different theme. And so it'll still be a Zumba class, but we'll have different remixes of songs. So I might do Earth, Wind, and Fire, a salsa remix of September. And so people really like that because it still has that Latin flair, and this, you know, the merengue or the cumbia or the salsa, but now it's music that they know and they can sing to it. So we'll do like Motown, we'll do 80s, 90s, we will do divas or pop idols or something like that. And it makes it really, really fun.
And that's nice because yes, you're teaching a program that's got a genre. And I have to tell you, people like consistency. They like going into a program. They like knowing what they're going to get because then they can feel successful. But you're creative in that by doing the themes. I really like that. That's wonderful. And Joy, oh my goodness, you're the heart and soul of Zumba Gold. So I'm assuming you do a lot of selection on the music. And where do you get your inspiration for finding music?
Well, I have to go back because Zumba has been part of my life since 2006, but there really was a fitness career and a dance career before that. And so when I think of the heart and soul of music, it is the listening. And I think we've each said that. How does it resonate with us, with our heart, with our soul? And we talked a little earlier when we were talking among ourselves that to me, you're born with a rhythm and a feeling when you hear music. Babies automatically, you put music on, they bounce to the beat, they feel it. They're not afraid, they feel safe. And as we get older, sometimes we lose that. And now, all of a sudden, things like TikTok, all of the things that we see, the morning dance parties that they're having on rooftops in New York City. Oh my goodness, Rachel, I want to come and see that. But there's so much going on. For me, I have to listen. I'm like each one of you. I listen. What touches my soul is what makes me want to move, which helps me be creative. And when I think of Zumba Gold, I don't just think, oh my goodness, it's for old people. I mean, here I am, a little bit older, to be talking about TikTok and the inspiration that I get from watching some of the things that you see with people dancing and expressing themselves and feeling safe. So it's a mixture. I agree with each of you. I don't like just one genre. I think it's that mixture. When I had my studios in the 80s, I worked with a DJ and I would get hundreds. Remember those things called records, 33 or thirds?
Yes.
And then we made our own tapes. You all are probably too young to think of that. But that's what we did. We listened and we gave a variety of music for our people because we wanted to bring that energy and that excitement and that passion for every single class we taught.
I love that. My husband had a heart attack the other day. He was all excited because he'd saved all his albums. Well, I had cleaned the attic like 20 years ago. I threw his albums out. Could you just die? I mean, original Bruce Springsteen albums. Oh, I know. It's a miracle I'm still married. Frankly, it's a miracle I'm still alive. The one thing that I find about music is it does lead the party. I had the good fortune of going to 2 weddings this weekend, one on Friday night and one on Saturday night. And the wedding on Friday night drove me crazy because there'd be this weird song and then they would play like they played September. Everybody's on the dance floor dancing away. And then they went and did a slow song and everybody left the dance floor. And then they played some weird rock and roll that nobody knew. And then they went and they played, what is that Neil Diamond song? And we were all singing to it and dancing. And it didn't matter our age. It led the wedding, okay? And then I went to a wedding Saturday night. And I'm telling you, these people knew music. Actually it was Alec Lowell. He's presenting at Boston Mania, and his mom and dad, Lauria and Jeremy Lowell, know music, and they're doing like yoga classes for us. They picked the music. I mean, we rode that music up. We kind of mellowed for a little bit. We rode it back up again. It was like an orchestra. Louis, you also have that ability with LaBlast because you're similar to Zumba. You're sticking somewhat within a genre, but you could use any music whatsoever. And how do you choose your music?
So coming into the fitness industry in 2012, where we were spotlighted at Idea World, and then we joined you for all of them. I then looked at all the other dance fitness programs. And of course, Zumba was the biggest. At that time, Zumba was really focused on Latin, and then over the years, it became international. Well, I am looking at the ballroom dance world. When you go into a dance studio, you either do tango for 2-3 hours, then you go to 70s, where the whole night it's 70s music, or you're doing hustle all night. I didn't like that. I want diversity because you have 50, 60 to 100 people in your class. They all come from different walks of life. They all like different genres. So how can you make most people happy? Make sure that every single playlist you create includes at least 4 different genres with all different BPMs. So you really get that workout in. And Jenna mentioned themes. I've done themes when I started with Lisa Rinna in my classes. But what is fun with themes or with music, don't just play what you like, but make it interactive with your members and ask them on your social media or in the class, hey, if you ever have a song that you would like to do, I ask them on the spot, what do you want? And I changed my playlist on the spot to show them that what we do, you can do to any music. And it really is fun, those themes classes, when you get to Christmas or Halloween, Valentine's Day, 4th of July, and then all the decades. Themes is one of the favorites that we love to do, but we don't do it too often because you're pushing yourself into one genre. But if it was at the request of the majority of the members in your class, you cannot go wrong. People even dress up,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
All right, now I'm seeing, Jackie, you're nodding about the dressing up. So tell me some of the stuff that
Yeah,
people have
because
done in
in
your
our
class or that you
modality,
do.
for the woman, we use the skirt as an expression of woman empowerment. So I used the skirt, and then out of the sudden, everybody was using the skirt. We used Latin music with athletic rhythm, and it's just empowerment. And then out of the sudden, everybody show up with skirts. And then we use the slogan, "Don't let the skirt fool you," because it's Latin rhythm with athletic movement. But in the end, it's the music, so you can shake move your skirt, and it's empowerment, it's energy. You're moving your skirt, it gave you energy, and everybody see, oh, with this movement pattern, oh, it looks good. And it's a way to connect with everybody through the music, through the skirt. Like I say, don't let the skirt fool you. It's not that easy. You have to do it just the way it is.
And it's interesting, you just started wearing one and then everybody kind of fell into it. You didn't even have to pre-plan.
Now I didn't plan it. It's fun because I didn't plan it. And we use an old song, Latin song, called Kimbara from Celia Cruz. So it was Latin. And I said, oh, this movement goes good with that, an hour too. So I did the movement, and I said to my husband, oh my God, this looks amazing. And out of the sudden, everybody's using the skirt. And like the themes that LaBlast said, we used like Wonder Woman's and everything, and everybody's looking like that. But it's the empowerment, it's the energy. When you move, it's like Joy said, when you move, it's passion, it's life, it's energy, and everybody can do it.
And everybody can do it. And Rachel, obviously you're very inclusive, which is really important now, because a lot of our individuals are coming back off of COVID. Yes, they've been trying to watch us on Zoom. Yes, they've been trying to stay along and stay active, but it doesn't have the same energy as the group. So we have these people, sometimes they don't feel as comfortable in their own skin as they used to. How are you embracing them? How are you bringing them back?
So my main thing is, yes, dance is a universal language. It is a way, again, as I kind of mentioned, it's a connection. And all these people that, it's more about changing the mind of, I'm coming in here to lose weight and to look a certain way. And I'm coming in here more to just enjoy myself and better myself and love who I am at this moment, because nobody's fitness journey is going to start until they love who they are right now. And that's something I had to learn, and being on both ends of the spectrum and losing and all this stuff with body positivity, and the movements are changing and the perspective is changing. And so more and more people are seeing dance as more accessible, I think, because those that are first starting a fitness journey, they're scared, they're afraid, or it's, oh, I'm going to go from working out in my living room to where I can turn my camera off and that instructor can't see me, to being in a live setting with someone and a bunch of other people. And it's about, something I always say is, we're in a judgment-free zone. That's one of the first things I say. You don't have to do what I do. You do what you do. If that means you're going to stand over there and twerk in the side and not do anything that I teach you, I don't care, because in the end, it's about you feeling good, not about me and not about the people next to you. It's about you. And so it's just about bringing people together with that and letting them know that you are a real person. Something I like to do is I like to talk to my members. I talk to my instructors. I ask them their opinions. I am you. You are me. I am no better, no worse. I am no, just because I'm the instructor and this and that doesn't make me just the expert. I learned from them as well. And it's just about making people comfortable and getting out there and just being you.
Rachel, are you live now, or do you do things on Zoom? But you got live people coming into the facility.
Yes.
You're in New York City. Do you still have to wear masks?
We do not, because we have a mandate where you have to be vaccinated in order to go into a gym. So no one can work in the gyms unless you're vaccinated. So basically we've gotten to the point where, yes, we're still 6 feet apart, but you do not have to wear a mask unless it's your choice. That's the new mandate in New York City for a lot of things.
And I'm seeing you nod, Joy. Is it the same for you? You're in Florida, right?
Florida is kind of wide open, and a lot of the facilities do require that you have the vaccine. So each facility kind of has that choice. Our governor is a little bit loose about it and hasn't given a lot of mandates, but I think a lot of the individual owners are requiring the vaccine, and then still a distance, but you can dance and exercise without a mask. So it depends on the individual facility for sure. And if it's like a 24-hour or whatever.
Now, are you teaching live? Did you teach live when you had to wear a mask?
Me personally, or?
Yes.
I actually haven't taught live. I'm going to get back to that, because right now I've been working so much through the office and through creating a lot of our virtual content with Zumba. So, and we have definitely turned the key on a lot of virtual, everything from trainings to classes to resources. So that's been a really big focus of mine, I would say, this past year. We closed our office a year ago, March, excuse me, and have been working virtually. And I would say we're busier than ever. And because of that, I haven't actually been out teaching. I've been doing the other side of it, but anxious to get back.
And Jenna, where are you located?
I'm in Florida as well. So I'm in the Tampa Bay area, in Palm Harbor, Florida. And I have gone back to teaching live. I actually do both. So I teach virtual classes still, and I teach live classes, and I do both for trainings as well. So I've kind of seen a little bit of everything. My live class that I've gone back to, it's a small class already, but it's actually built up a little bit since we started going back. I think people are excited to be back in person, but everyone is very considerate, and we keep our space, we keep our distance. And I've been getting people coming to class, but like I said, it's a small class and it's a large room. So we have plenty of space. I teach trainings in Chicago as well. And my last training, they did have a mask mandate. Yeah. So we did have to wear a mask for the whole training. And it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. The hardest thing that I found with it was the connection with the students. Because with our classes, we face our class and you make that connection with the students and you look at them and you smile at them. But now when you smile, they can't see you smile and you can't see them smile. So you had to do more like, body language as well. Yeah. So that was a little bit different. Mm-hmm.
But that's very creative. And that's a wonderful thing for all of us to incorporate. So you used your arms, you used your hands. Yeah. That's wonderful. We're doing something at Midwest Mania. When you get into the room and the door is shut, you can take your mask off. And we actually put the dots on the floor 8 feet apart. And Louie, I'm going to give you credit for that. You were the one who said 8 feet apart. And I thought, but it's 6 feet apart. And then I realized, you know what? So I know what you're doing, Joy. It's like, do I go right? Do I go left? It gives a little extra cushion. So we actually got rid of one of Yes, please go ahead.
May I elaborate on this one?
Yes, please.
So you and I, we joined SEW virtual in May of 2020. And in April, when we realized we all go on lockdown, but what can we offer our members so they can still bring the members in and teach? So we took the ACSM recommendation of having a private space of 6 by 8. So we took rectangles, created a plan, and offered it to all of our instructors that, hey, go to a parking lot, go outside, go in the park, or in the bigger gym, and take these rectangles and just put them on the floor. And I'm telling you, the members that went back to those rectangles, they felt safe. You walk into it with your mask, and once you're in that rectangle, you take your mask off and no one gets even close because they're all 6 feet apart. So people like kids, we like the borders. We like to go, how far can we go? And if you don't put out your borders, then we will go as close as being on top of each other. So those rectangles became a real salvation, if you will.
Yeah, we at one point.
Sorry, I'm in a room where the lights every 10 minutes, they go off. Go ahead, Sara.
Yeah, but it's interesting that making that delineation, that separation. And I love the way you brought up the fact that people end up just kind of migrating. Dance has that pull. Like we will do it with our Zumba certifications. We always try to do, 36 square feet per person because it's 6 feet by 6 feet. But it's this, if Jenna's teaching, it's like a suction cup. They just move to the front of the room. They do that with you, Rachel. They do that with you, Louie. We're going to see this with you, Jackie. Joy, we're going to get you at Florida Mania screaming, kicking and screaming, but it's this pull, and it pulls you in. And we saw some very interesting comments. Let me do this. So Kathy actually said that, wow, this is a great idea, doing the boxes. One thing I would recommend with the boxes that you put on the floor, if you're going to use it with masking tape, be very careful because people tend to trip on it because it doesn't stay down as effectively. I'm a lawyer. I get very nervous about stuff like this. That's why we did. Oh, don't laugh at me, Jackie. We're putting these red dots on the floor because they stick to the carpet a little better and they take up a little less space. But make sure you honeycomb your room. And you guys all know what I mean by that. So it's a row, and then in between you have the rows, and then you go back 1, 2, 3. So people can see a little bit better. But what I liked what you did, Louie, is you did that honeycomb, you separated people, it gave them that sense of security. And then Kathy asked, so is this 8 by 6 an ACSM regulation? It's really, Kathy, just to answer that, it's a recommendation. So it's just.
Yes, and it's a recommendation, it's a recommendation for regular group fitness. And I think it's a good reminder when we go back that we don't stuff more people in a room just because of the money we want to make. People need their personal space, whether it's COVID or not. People still like a little bit more privacy, because if you do weight training like we do, weight training, plyometrics, we do all components of fitness. Well, you want your private space. And if you sometimes you feel like a sardine in a group fitness room. Yeah, now, that can be cute.
It's interesting because they used to be the draw, like as many people in it, you draw that energy, but we have to balance it with the safety and the security. So how do we get new clients to come into our programs? Joy, because you've been through the decades, I think now, if I'm not out of line here, I think you've been teaching for, what is it, 5 decades? 5 decades. This woman knows her stuff.
Yes.
But how do we get newcomers to come in to our programs?
It is about helping them feel safe. And I think we've all said that, really, whether it's giving them their own space, but it's bringing people in and trying to guide them. Most likely people want to come at a certain time to a certain location. And so we have to guide them into a class where we can give them some attention, not embarrass them in the front row, but bring them in so that we communicate with them eye to eye, and we verbally give them an embrace throughout the time where whatever they do is acceptable so that they don't feel embarrassed. The thing that you want them to feel is that what they're doing is they're beginning a journey. They're beginning to tap into themselves. They're beginning to feel this empowerment that we've talked about. So it's helping them feel safe, not embarrassed, and communicating with them from the time they walk into the door until when they leave, and even then some. So it's just that embracing and having them feel that they're part of a family. And I think that's what we all probably do really well. We tap into our people. We make them feel welcome. We make them feel that whatever they do, the least little bit, is a step forward. And we look for that ability, that little tiny thing that we can say. We can praise them, not phony, not being like, oh, you're wonderful. It's finding something, whether it's their smile, whether it's their energy, but making them feel that whatever they do is accepted, and we want them to come back.
Oh, yes, I love that. We did get a question from Jenny, and I think that this is very valuable. For those who have gone back to in-person classes, which formats is getting the most attendance in the programs? Like, what do you see coming back? Now, I, for one, can answer that. And if you have a suggestion, raise your hand. But I, for one, can kind of answer that. I've actually seen huge numbers in aqua because water actually has 6 times the strength to kill the coronavirus. It's like jumping in a vat of bleach, okay? So it really sterilizes things. If you're using a noodle, if you're using dumbbells, you're just getting in with your bathing suit, it's great. The other thing about the air in a pool environment is it circulates every 6 minutes, as opposed to your land programs, which used to be every 15 minutes, and people have now sped it up and put in new air filter systems that circulate every 10 minutes. So the air circulates more quickly in an aquatic environment because they want to make sure that they're not getting the mold and the mildew growth. So it's a very safe environment. So we saw aqua and aqua Zumba numbers, believe it or not, in Midwest Mania are very big, Jenna. They're doing very well. So that was kind of cool. And they love that type of programming. We also saw HIIT programming doing quite well. And I think it's because a lot of our older generation is still nervous about coming back. So some of the younger individuals that are getting involved with HIIT are enjoying it. Now, are you guys integrating any type of the HIIT program into your dance programs?
Yeah.
Rachel, how are you doing that?
Yeah, my program, with weighted dance, we do a lot of strength training, HIIT, and dance all in one. So you get that total body within your class time. And what I've noticed too is, like, kind of speaking on what you're saying with the classes that are coming back with more people, that which requires a little bit less equipment, I'm seeing more people coming because of the safety of knowing I don't have to touch something and wipe it down and put it down and this and that. So trying to be a little more flexible with how we program, for example, maybe taking out weights and putting in bands, or putting in, something that's a little more body weight with your high intensity interval training, just to give something different, because I do think there's still a little bit of that fear of picking up equipment, is something I have seen. But ultimately, like, kind of like, as you said, like, just everyone's coming back in their own way. And we're seeing a lot of the younger generation come back earlier, just in safety numbers and that sort of thing. But, using the high intensity interval training and using the body weight training and different types of things in your dance program gives the intensity a good bump up from what might be something that's normal, or keeping it at a certain level. So it's something that I truly enjoy and my clients enjoy, and just to give it something different, get the heart rate up nice and high, and win it all.
That's great. Louis?
So I love this question. So when I came into the fitness industry from Dancing with the Stars, I first wanted to just look what's going on. So that's when I learned quickly that dance fitness has always been labeled as cardio only. And to me, if you come into the group fitness room, we know ACE, AFA, SEW, AEA, we're all in agreement that many, many members go from the entrance straight to the group fitness room and leave. They don't really go onto the floor. They just love group fitness in general. So I find it important that when we develop LaBlast, that it would include all components of physical fitness, including the HIIT, the plyometrics, and really pushing. But what happens sometimes if you have your 50, 60 people in the room that are all from different walks of life and abilities, that if you suddenly expect them to do plyometrics, well, you don't make them feel very welcome. On the flip side, someone that wants to do plyometrics and you don't do it, then they say, well, this is not for me. So what we have decided, we're not going choreography based, but we're going pattern based and variations. So we are pushing our instructors to say, know the people in your room and provide options. If you want to do plyometrics or just simple jumping or just bouncing, not jumping at all, show it all. It really is a big message from me on this webinar to all instructors. Provide, no matter what format you teach, provide your members with options. So if you do weight training, we do at least 4 songs per class with weight training. But if people want to do 3, 2, 1 or not at all, they can still dance. So it's providing options for our members to do it all.
And Michelle raised a question. I know, Joy, I'll get to you in a second. She said that she thought like I would say yoga. And that is true because people can wear a mask and still do yoga without getting out of breath. But I'm also talking about what's coming back live into the gyms. Joy, please.
A couple things. First of all, Louis, totally agree with you, is to give people the options because, and you know, we all have that student that is the advanced student that wants to demonstrate the hardest, the highest, the biggest, and sometimes empowering them and saying, everyone, look at Jenna. If you want to go to this level, you can follow her. And also to point out that you yourself, or maybe we're going to go in the middle, so that people, you actually recognize some of your students as being powerhouses, making them feel very important, but you also give people permission. And I don't know, some of you may know that Zumba also has a program that is a HIIT program that's not dance at all, called Strong Nation. And we actually record, and they receive, their video content is 3 levels of the same move, so that you see the intro or the lower level, the base level, and the max. So we encourage instructors to take advantage of that. And I think each of you do that anyway. You're amazing instructors, and you know that if you show the most challenging, our challenging people will do it. But what you have to do is also come down and do the more base level, and so that you empower people to feel that that is a safe space and that they're doing a really good job with that. Because if you stay at the higher level yourself as the instructor, it discourages those newer students and those people that aren't as fit. So we have to take ourselves away from it and bring down a level. Then they feel like, oh my goodness, it's fine. I'm empowered because I'm with the instructor.
And Jackie, you were going to say something?
Yes, because in our modality is Latin rhythms with athletic movements and the tools, the ESCO trainer, and everybody can manage the intensity. If you want to go up, you go up. You don't know because you can control the intensity with the movement pattern, because the tool, the ESCO trainer, create a reactive impact. Is like the plyometric effect, but it doesn't hurt your joints because of the tool. And everybody can manage the intensity. If you want to go up, you go up. If you wanted to stay, but you got your good workout, because it's the music, the movement patterns, and you manage the intensity. And that's the love. And that's inclusive, because nobody stay out. Everybody can join. The ones to go up, they can do whatever they want, obviously with the same movement patterns, with the music, and they can enjoy that. But it's everybody can do it. It's inclusive. Like Rachel says before, it's for everybody. It's not for certain people. If you want to stay in one place,
I hate to do this. I hate to do this, but we are almost out of time. I wanted to give one more chance for Jenna just to jump in here, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to kind of go back on that with, I think this is really important for our new students. When you were talking about the new students that are coming into class, as instructors, it's so important for us to watch them and pay attention to them and teach our class according to who's in that class. So as Louis said, you have the progressions and you have different choices or different modifications. So we have to really pay good attention, especially to the new students. And we have to make it easy enough for them so they feel successful, because we want to keep them. We don't want to scare them away in our classes. So we always want to teach according to who's in your class and teach at their level and show them different options.
I think that's great. I'm going to share the screen real quickly. I'm going to show you, we've got a convention coming up this weekend. And then in about 5 weeks, we're going to Dallas. And about 6 weeks after that, we're going to Boston. So please, let's check it out. We're all excited that we're coming back to Chicago. I know it's like, I want to see people.
I want to be there.
So thank you guys all for joining me. Thank you, Joy, Rachel, Jackie, Jenna, and Louie. We're very excited. Thank you, Sean, for running the webinar. Thank you. Everybody take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. And we can't wait for next year.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.